If you missed Bill Cosby's last comedy tour because you're in prison, good news! America's dad might be coming to a cell block near you. Last week, Cosby was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison for aggravated indecent assault, a lenient sentence for someone accused of assaulting dozens of women. Cosby is breaking racial barriers by being the first black man to be sentenced as a rich white rapist. What a massive step forward for civil rights. Cosby is the Jackie Robinson of rapists. The difference is Jackie's number was only 42. People can argue about whether Cosby got the sentence he deserved, but more often than not, American judges are a little prison happy, especially when it comes to sentencing people of colour.
A new report published by the United States Sentencing Commission finds on average, black men who commit the same crimes as white men receive 20% longer prison sentences.
Your accent isn't a real thing. Unfair prison sentences are the one thing that black men would rather not have 20% longer than white men. Yeah, I don't get that joke, but I do hear they have rather large penises. Of course there's racial bias. It's almost like there are two different court systems. If you're a white person who commits a crime, you're arrested, you enter a plea, then you go to trial. If you get convicted, perhaps there's a sentence. But if you're a person of colour, you might not even have to go through all those steps. Instead, just a cop shows up and shoots you. And then there's no messy paperwork, you don't need to hire a lawyer, and you don't have to buy a suit. We should all be so lucky. Plus, you have a bigger dick. There's economic bias in sentencing as well. Fines are much harsher punishment when you're struggling financially. In Finland, they set fines based on how much you can afford.
Due to his millionaire status, Ray Makusala was handed a roughly $60,000 ticket for traveling 14 miles per hour over the posted limit. Before issuing the citation, authorities looked up the man's 2013 tax return and calculated the amount accordingly.
This is a great idea. 60 grand to a millionaire is like what $100 is to someone who's broke. When I was in my 20s, if I got a speeding ticket, I didn't eat for a month. I couldn't afford it, so I was really super careful about driving and speeding. But now, I couldn't give a I don't even think of them as speeding tickets. I think of them as a fast pass in the 101. Sure, I'll pay $100 to get to the 7-Eleven faster, right? That Slurpee's not going to pour itself. And I'll give you an extra 20 if you let me keep the photo from the red light camera. I don't even know that woman.